Oh yeah, Bonnie. I didn't know the original singer was from Germany. I actually thought he's an American person. Hi family, welcome back again to the channel. Today we are going to be checking out 15 famous songs you didn't know were made in Germany. And this is from the channel Feli from Germany. Do well to subscribe and like her video. The link will be down in my description box. And let's get right into today's reaction, guys.
99% of you know these famous songs, but I bet you had no idea that they were actually made in Germany. Hallo, Servus, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Feli. I'm originally from Munich, Germany, but I've been living here in Cincinnati, Ohio since 2016. I think it's safe to say that German music generally doesn't have the best reputation in the world. I mean, classical music, sure.
Oh.
And of course, most people know the band Rammstein.
Oh, yeah.
Or Nena's 99 Luftballons.
This is the first time I'm hearing about the band Nina. And I actually know Rammstein. I think Rammstein is one of the most popular bands in Germany. They produce great music, great lyrical content, great videos. But this is the first time I'm hearing the band Nina, and I'm going to check them out soon.
But aside from that, I'm assuming most people mainly think of this. Or maybe something like this. Which is why I think you'll be very surprised to find out that a lot of really famous songs, you know, songs that you probably thought were by American artists or British artists, were in reality made in good old Germany. And if I'm being honest with you, there are songs on this list that I didn't even know were German until I started researching for this video. And not to be all,
number 15 will shock you.
But the last one really will shock you, so stay tuned. Let's actually start off easy, because I think of all the songs on my list, this is probably the one that most people do know that it has a German origin.
Right.
And it's this one.
Yeah, the Scorpion.
Wind of Change by the Scorpions. This song was written in September of 1989, right before the fall of the Berlin Wall, which is why it kind of became the anthem of German reunification at the time. Well, that and Looking for Freedom by David Hasselhoff. The Scorpions are a hard rock band from Hannover. They've been around since 1965 and still tour to this day. Now you might be wondering, why are there songs in English when the band really is from Germany? Well,
yeah.
after the end of
I
World
think
War II,
that is the most controversial thing, because you know most of these countries to be they have their own native language, but the musicians singing in English language, you just classify them, and they are as good as the American singer. Just classify them as American singers too. So I get that.
too, it actually took a while until German-speaking music was considered cool again in Germany. Because for a long time, all of the music that was popular with young people was from Great Britain or from the US. You know, Elvis, the Beatles, the Rolling Stones. German-speaking music, on the other hand, was largely considered somewhat outdated and stale.
Junge, komm bald wieder nach Haus.
So German artists who wanted to make pop or rock music at the time almost exclusively wrote their lyrics in English. And that really didn't change until the 1970s and 80s, when the Neue Deutsche Welle movement became a thing, the new German wave, and the German music industry finally embraced German-speaking pop and rock songs too. Such as 99 Luftballons. But even then, most German artists stuck with English, which of course also allowed them to reach audiences in other parts of the world. The Scorpions, for example, are currently playing an international tour for their 60th anniversary and even have a short residency in Las Vegas this summer. Now, Wind of Change wasn't their only international hit. I'm sure most of you also know this one.
Here I am.
On number 2, we have a song that was associated with a huge scandal. And I'm sure most of you know about the scandal. But did you know that that scandal was actually brought to the world from Frank 88 by German music producer Frank Farian. The band consisted of Rob Pilatus, who was born and raised in Munich, just like myself, and Fab Morvan, who was from Paris but moved to Germany at the age of 18, where he met Rob. Now, of course, the big scandal was that after Milli Vanilli had become successful all over the world and even won a Grammy for Girl You Know It's True, it was revealed that the two didn't actually sing on their own songs and were merely lip-syncing during live performances. The real vocals were recorded in Frank Farian's studio by musicians from the US. By the way, there's a great German biopic film on this whole story that came out in 2023. You can watch it on Amazon Prime with English subtitles. I can only recommend that movie. I think it was really well done. And then there's also an English-speaking... You might also know this one. Or this one. Now, despite the whole drama around Milli Vanilli, the mastermind behind it all undoubtedly had something like a magic touch when it came to international hits, because Milli Vanilli wasn't Frank Farian's first successful project.
Wow.
Which brings us to number 3 on this list.
Bonnie.
Yes, Boney M.
What particular man is behind these two successful, artists? It's crazy. It's very good.
Which means that he produced all of these.
Yesterday my life was filled with rain by the rivers of
Babylon. Whoa!
where we
Sat down.
Well, Rivers of Babylon and Sunny
Wow.
were both cover versions. Daddy Cool and Rasputin were original songs that Farian also co-wrote. Boney M was founded in 1974, and their main success took place in the 70s, so over 10 years before the Milli Vanilli scandal. But Farian already used some of the same practices. The very first Boney M song he ever released was actually produced and sung just by himself. Only after that song became a hit in the Netherlands and Belgium, he put together an actual music group consisting of 4 members. And while they did all sing live on stage, only 2 of their voices made it into the studio recordings, and Frank Farian continued to do the male vocals himself. However,
Wow,
when
that's a
Farian
good
openly
singer.
talked about that in an interview at the time, it didn't really cause any outrage. What's kind of funny is that several Boney M songs have recently become really popular on social media apps like TikTok. Now let's jump ahead a few decades to this party hit from 2005.
Cause every time we touch, I get this feeling. And every time we kiss, I swear I could fly. I want this to last. Need you by my side.
But the dance version by Cascada is the one that people all over the world are familiar with today. Cascada is a German trio consisting of the singer Nathalie Horler and the 2 DJs and producers Manuel Reuter and Jan Pfeiffer. Another big song by them that you might know is... And now let's jump ahead a few more years to the year 2012, when in the German city of Kassel, Chance, aka Clemens Rehbein and Philipp Dausch, who have since become one of the most successful German bands in the world. In 2014, they even got to perform on the Jimmy Kimmel Show. Before them, the only other band from Germany who had ever been invited was Rammstein. Other songs by them that you may have heard before include Flash Junk Mind,
And we were bound to the city light, flashlights when we fall.
I love their style of song.
Cocoon, and Down by the River. What's funny is that the student radio station that I worked for after high school, M94.5, M94.5, was one of the first stations who played Milky Chance at the time, and they actually booked them for one of their live events a few months later, But by then, the band had blown up so much that the whole event was suddenly sold out, and hundreds of people who would have never attended otherwise suddenly showed up to the event just because of Milky Chance. Remember how I talked about Boney M songs being big on TikTok? Well, there's another song that I was very surprised to come across in a TikTok dance recently. This is the song Brother Louie by the German band Modern Talking, but I've also been seeing some of their other songs having kind of a revival on social media recently, such as You're My Heart, You're My Lady. As you can tell, this is total 80s music, but I guess it's kind of having a comeback these days. Modern Talking was a band that most Germans are very familiar with to this day, and is honestly kind of a controversial band. Some people love them, but I would say most Germans don't really like their music a whole lot. But also both Thomas Anders, the main singer of the duo, and Dieter Bohlen, the songwriter and producer, are still very much active in the German music industry today. Bohlen has been a judge on the German version of American Idol, Deutschland sucht den Superstar, since its very first season in 2002, and has kind of been the German equivalent to Simon Cowell, since he's known for his harsh comments. And because he's been a very successful songwriter and producer even after Modern Talking, he's always referred to as Pop Titan in German media, so Pop Titan. But even though they're both still active in Germany, Thomas Anders and Dieter Bohlen don't really talk to each other anymore because they've had several big fallouts over time, which they've partly fought out in public. From what I remember, it was basically all about who of the two was the real creator of the band or was responsible for their success, since Dieter Bohlen supposedly never actually did any of the vocals for the songs, which he denies, while Anders wasn't involved in any of the songwriting or production of the songs. So much drama. Okay, before we get to another few major pop songs, I want to take a quick detour into the world of techno and 90s Eurodance music, because Germany played a pretty big role in that genre, and even I had no idea that these songs were all made in Germany. This includes major hits like
What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more.
Yep, What Is Love was performed by the Trinidadian German singer Hadaway and was written and produced by two Germans as well. Who would have thought? Then we got Rhythm as a Dancer by Snap, which is a German Eurodance group that actually still exists to this day. This song was created in collaboration with the American singer Thea Austin. Next up, Mr. Vain by the Eurodance project Culture Beat, which also still exists today. And even though the project was and is based in Germany, this song features a singer from the UK, Tanya Evans, as well as American rapper Jay Supreme.
Put me up, put me down, put my feet back on the ground. Put me up, take my heart and make me happy.
Yep, even Coco Jumbo by Mr. President was made in good old Germany. Just like Narcotic by the German rock band Liquido. So I guess this one technically doesn't fall into the Eurodance category, but I feel like it has a very similar vibe. And then there's this song that little 5-year-old me used to call her favorite song for a while. I think this was like on a summer vacation in 1999 or so. And I literally had no clue that this was Ro, which, as it turns out, was produced by the German pop group Bellini. But at least one of the writers of the song is the Brazilian percussionist Airto Moreira, I think is how it's pronounced. If you can think of any other Eurodance songs that you used to listen to in the 90s and that actually originated in Germany, let me know in the comments below. But getting back to a pop classic, on number 13 of today's list, we have Forever Young by the pop synth band Alphaville from Münster, Germany. This song has been covered numerous times over the years, and even Jay-Z sampled the song.
I didn't know the original singer was from Germany. I actually thought he's an American person. Wow, this blew my mind away.
The girls cut, I'll be fine. Forever young.
Another big hit by the band is their song Big in Japan, by the way. And before we get to the last big pop song that most people would never guess to be from Germany, I want to take a quick detour into the world of film scores. Because did you know that this?
Pirates of the Caribbean.
This? And this?
Interstellar recently. Oh gosh, I cried.
Is all from a German composer? Yes, of course, I'm talking about Hans Zimmer. The last name Zimmer literally translates to room in German, by the way. He's without a doubt one of the greatest film score composers.
The Interstellar sound is just, oh gosh, it's just so epic. The composure of that song, I don't know, it just carries weight of emotions, and the producer, whoever composed that, Hans Zimmer, he did a nice job there.
Of our time, and has won 2 Academy Awards and 5 Grammys so far. He was born in Frankfurt, Germany, but as a teenager, he first moved to Switzerland and then to London for boarding school. And that brings us to the last song on this list, number 15. We have all partied to this song, without a doubt, but even in Germany, most people don't know that this song is actually from Munich.
A little bit of Monica in my life, a little bit of Erica.
The first time I saw this in a German compilation song, I was like, no way, this is it that they just bring different songs and impute there. But seeing how break down this list is actually educating me, because this song I was like, no way this song was German, because as she said they were singing in English before, and then to see that the production and some of the teammates were Germans and produced in German is brain busting, because over here we don't even know, we just think they're all American songs like that.
Is German. Well, mostly, because it's technically based on an instrumental song that's also called Mambo No. 5 by the Cuban musician Damaso Pérez Prado from 1949, but the lyrics and the rest of the song as we know it today was all created in the Munich area in the late 90s, and Lou Bega, the singer, was born and raised in Munich to an Italian mother and a Ugandan father. Which of these songs were the biggest surprise for you, and can you think of any other famous songs that most people don't know are from Germany? Put it in the comments below. As of recently, you can also get my videos on Spotify, by the way, so you can have it play in the background like a podcast if you want. So be sure to check out my brand new profile.
I think all of the song gave me chills and Marvel, because to be honest, I actually thought all the songs, majority of the songs listed there, Americans. I don't know why we easily tag English-speaking song and then some kinds of beats to be American. Because to be honest, she said the Germans play a huge role in the genre, techno, and the likes of them. It's crazy. It's crazy. I had no idea prior to this time that they were Germans, and these singers were actually based and lived the production, the director and the likes of them. And seeing this video is an opener for me today, and I so much enjoyed this one. Let me know what you think about this down below. Do well to like, subscribe. Love you guys. Bye.